Honda's Acura division, which was the first Japanese luxury marque in the US, didn't gun for BMW and Mercedes the way Toyota's Lexus division did. Acura's approach has been more rational and sensible. Now, see any hint of modesty and practicality here? The second-generation NSX signals a welcome new attitude, commanding rock star status by all who see it. Well, nearly everyone.
Acura claims the NSX is the first supercar to be designed, developed, and manufactured in the United States, in Marysville. Definitely putting the O in Ohio.
In pricing, too, the first NSX averaged $75,000 in the mid-1990s. It now starts near $158,000. Extras, like a carbon fiber package, fade-free carbon ceramic brakes, and this deep crimson paint boost this one to $201,000. A bargain, since Gen 2 is far more advanced.
The NSX is a hybrid. Yeah, there are two electric motors up front that provide each wheel with just the right amount of power needed for any given situation. There's a third electric motor in the back that provides torque fill. In other words, instant power in that split second it takes the twin turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 to fully spool up.
In total, there's 573 horsepower and 476 pound-feet of torque. A 9-speed dual-clutch transmission snaps through cog swaps. The lithium-ion battery is just ahead of the engine, below the triple-pane glass panel.
I have it programmed to start up in quiet mode before 8 a.m. The neighbors will appreciate that. In that mode, you can skulk along on electric power alone at low speeds. Okay, I've had enough of that. Let's go to the next level. Sport.
That's not a recording. With all-wheel drive grip, it slings from rest to 60 miles an hour in just over 3 seconds, which might out-accelerate a Prius dropped from a building. The engine growl and turbo breathing from behind is sonic bliss.
There are sound channels that can open up if you want more engine noise in the car. Let's go to Sport Plus. Far less civilized. In a civilized kind of way.
Generally, I kept it in this mode since track gives very wide latitude to the stability control and seriously sharpens all reflexes. Because of the true torque vectoring from the twin motor unit up front, cornering ability seems limitless. A McLaren 570S or Audi R8 V10 might be faster, but the Acura makes any driver feel invincible. It's where the NSX shines.
For everyday driving, supercars have become more docile and less high-strung in recent years. But this, and I mean this in the most flattering way possible, it's like driving a Honda Accord. It's so relaxed.
Top speed is 191 miles an hour. The aluminum-intensive space frame is girder solid, and adaptive suspension keeps things firm but comfortable. And those carbon ceramic brakes have heroic stopping power.
Oh, I'm laughing a lot in this car. It's fun.
And miserly with a gallon of gas, for a supercar, I saw 23 miles per gallon, beating the E.P.A. estimate. My throttle foot, not always light. Trying to detect when the electric motors are kicking in is futile. The powertrain is seamless. Remember, this is a hybrid. The gauge cluster shows when the electric motors are assisting or charging the battery. Not quite Porsche quality, the cabin is easy to see out of. Going forward, glad this is standard. The engine note is musical, but don't skip the outstanding ELS sound system. Storage is at a premium. If you must have a big gulp, the snap-in cup holder goes here. Using existing components like this keeps costs down, but that's been Acura's Achilles in the past. The user interface looks like it's from any Acura. There is Apple CarPlay. NSX weighs some 3,800 pounds. An extra ounce for some hefty door releases wouldn't hurt.
All right, the only reason I'm doing this test is my wife wants me to pick a few things up. The rest is going in the front seat.
There's a lot going on with NSX that's hard to see with the naked eye. Ablation cast nodes that the suspension is mounted to help keep the space frame weight down and rigidity high. The thin A-pillars, made of ultra-high-strength steel, are shaped by robots while heated for maximum strength. The skin is aluminum and sheet-molded compound. Perhaps you've noticed there are no active aero elements. Acura engineers say none were needed. There are some sophisticated aerodynamics happening on every side of this car. The shape and vents all have purpose. It remains to be seen if NSX will pull sales from Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, or Porsche. Easy to drive at the limit. NSX is an impressive piece of art and engineering. Its tech and attitude will trickle into mainstream Acuras. For those who can't afford an NSX, that could be the best thing about it. Interesting that each of the motors up front provide just 36 horsepower and 54 pound-feet of torque. Not much considering the total power. It sure does a lot to give this car an on-rails feel that is hard to describe. The back motor makes 109 pound-feet of torque. The different drive modes affect 11 systems, such as steering weight and suspension stiffness. They cannot be individually tailored.
All right, a little inside baseball. You guys know that I shoot these videos. Martin Campbell was driving while I was getting the running footage, and I was looking through the viewfinder and thinking, my goodness, this car looks like it's going so slow. And I have to say, Martin was stretching the speed limit because there is law enforcement around.
Finally, this car is a pre-production unit that's been driven hard by a lot of journalists. Neither Jerry Seinfeld or Jay Leno got NSX #1. That honor went to NASCAR team owner Rick Hendrick, who paid $1.2 million for the privilege. The money will go to 2 charities. And Jerry, if for some reason you're watching, I would love to come down to see how you shoot your show, to learn a thing or two. Have your people call mine, my people being me.
The second generation NSX sure is a lot of fun. If you get the chance to drive one, I highly recommend it. Now, here's an observation. Whenever this car is on the road, people drive faster. I watched it happen again and again and again. Either they're trying to just catch up to the car and get a look at it, or they're in their tuned performance car and they're trying to prove, well, I can drive that fast. I'm just as good as the NSX. Whatever. Martin Campbell was following me in his pickup truck because you cannot get any photography gear in this car. And he observed the same thing. He just watched it happen again and again. Human nature. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.